Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. Today I am going to be showing you the easiest way to do a Dutch braid. Okay guys, so I have my mannequin hair. The hair is obviously detangled. The only tool that you will really need is just this little comb. I forget what it's called actually, my bad. And just a hair elastic. I'm going to be using a regular hairband. Okay, so make sure that the hair is fully detangled. Okay, so with Dutch braids, just always remember that the larger the section you take when you start, the further away it will be from the face. So if I was to take a smaller section, it would start closer to the head, if that makes sense. So it's really up to you. Today I'm just going to start it a bit further away from the face, but always keep that in mind. Okay, make sure that you always take 3 equal sections, and you will be able to tell it by feel. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it is ideal if it's kind of equal. Okay, so I like to start left first. So I know some people do right, but I just prefer left. So with the Dutch braid, you always go underneath. Left under, right under, left under. And then that's it. You do it 3 times, and now you always take a section, small piece, smooth it over with your finger, and then right goes under, smooth each strand, and then you take a piece of hair. And actually this is really important, but when you take hair, it must always be 90 degrees. So in the beginning, you can see that it's kind of angled, but once you start going down, it must always be 90 degrees angle. Okay, this one goes under with the strand. Okay. And if it's easier for you, you can always flip this over. So smooth it out. Right under. Take a section. Actually, let me just... I think for this video, it'll probably be better if I flip this over, because when I first started out, that's what I was doing. And if you notice that over here, it's a bit frizzy, just use the comb and do that, and use your middle finger to collect it. Okay, make sure that everything is tight. Pull each strand as you go. Okay, flip it over. And now I'm just going to start taking larger sections. Smooth it over with your finger. Make sure that you pull each strand. And actually, it would probably be best if you don't pull the braid down, because then it kind of becomes a bit longer. And I find that I just like how it looks when it's more tight and you lift it up a bit. So that's another mistake that a lot of beginners do, is they push it down. Very important to smooth the hair as many times as necessary, because you want the braid to be neat. Okay. Right under, pull each strand, make sure that you smooth each strand as well so that it remains separate. And fun fact, actually, you really don't need nails to grab sharp sections. Smooth each strand. So it's really like a mantra. I always tell people that braiding is actually very therapeutic, and it's like a mantra. Once you get the first bit down, that's it. You just do the same thing all the way down. Now, this is a really important part now, because this is what I like to call the danger zone. When you get past the ears, this is where you get the bagginess. And my number one advice for bagginess is to always tilt the head forward and to just keep your knuckles right on the scalp. Do not lift or elevate your hands by any means. Keep it right in there. And keep pulling each strand of hair. And like I always say, it's 90 degrees. You never take it angled like this or like this, always. Smooth it out. 90 degrees. Middle finger grabs. Smooth it out. Okay, head all the way down now. Like I said, danger zone. And you just want to make sure that your knuckles are completely right on the head and you're pulling each strand. And actually, when it comes to this part, I have noticed that it's better when you leave it to be slightly thicker. You don't want it to be too thin, because then it will become baggy very, very fast. Okay, so like for instance, this is a perfect amount. So we half it, we keep the knuckle right on the scalp, we smooth it out, head is tilted forward, literally not lifting my hands at all. And you do this, I would advise you to do this about 5 centimeters down, just to really make sure that it doesn't become baggy. Okay, so a nuance here is that sometimes the thickness with each braid is different. So what you would do in this situation is just through feel, you would kind of feed some of the hair into the other one. So watch how I do this. So this one I'm going to give to about this amount. And this one I put under. Remember, this is one strand, even though this has this. And you just kind of look and feel. And so you see how it just kind of balanced it out. Now I'm going to switch my position a bit, like this. Actually, no. I'm going to feed a bit of hair into this strand. Keep in mind, this is only 3 strands, right? So it can be a bit confusing, but it's really not hard. Okay. And then that's it. You can braid it all the way down. However, I like to always leave a chunky tail. Usually you would use an elastic band. However, today I'm just going to use this one. I like a chunky tail. Okay, so we have a perfect braid now. And yes, this is like watercolor from years ago. Now, the final step is brushing, making sure that everything is perfect. You see how I always say 90-degree angle? And actually, when you take a section like this, or I don't know, like in a weird way, I noticed that a lot of people take it like this. It's actually not really flattering for the face. So when you take it like 90 degrees, it will look a lot more attractive. Trust me on that one. Okay, so you smooth it. Another trick would be this. Really helpful one if you have a few hooks or a bit of bagginess. Really good trick. And there you have it, guys. I hope that this video was helpful. I'm pretty sure that this is the easiest tutorial in the world. I am definitely confident with that. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. And I hope that your braid turned out amazing. Thank you so much for watching.